back. You're watching Overdrive. Now, last week on the show, we showed you a gorgeous supercar that costs upwards of £1 crore. This week, we've got another beauty for you, but it's quite unlike the one that you saw. Here's Bert test driving the Bentley Continental GT Speed.
India is no stranger to exclusivity. Over the last few years, several exclusive and luxurious brands have been making their way down to India, and the automotive space is no different either. Automotive enthusiasts, in fact, will certainly remember about 5 to 6 years ago the entry of a British marque that makes exclusive, luxurious and exotic supercars. The marque I'm referring to is none other than Bentley, and back then they had launched the Continental GT and the Flying Spur. But today we've got a very special car with us on test, and that is the Bentley Continental GT Speed.
Splendid design, but one that has seen little change for the last 6 years. The two-door 2+2 coupe is monstrous in size, yet looks stately and graceful. Quite unlike the supercar stereotype, which is low-slung, sleek, edgy and razor-sharp. In fact, the Continental GT actually is more grand tourer than supercar. And then there is the weight. At nearly 2 tons, the Speed is anything but lightweight.
Is the Bentley Continental GT Speed that different from the Bentley Continental? Well, to begin with, the Speed gets larger 20-inch wheels and tyres, and that provides better traction because there's also a larger air dam at the front, which improves airflow to the same W12 6-litre engine. But there's one difference here. This 6-litre engine makes 600 brake horsepower at 6,000 RPM and about 750 Newton meters of max torque. And these figures are considerably higher rated than those in the Continental GT. This, of course, lets the Continental GT Speed clock a higher top speed of 326 km per hour, and it also enables this car to do the 0 to 100 in 4.5 seconds.
That a car this large and heavy can accelerate so rapidly is a testament to the Volkswagen W12 lurking under the hood. It's this engine that makes the Speed not just the most powerful, but also one of the fastest Bentleys ever. Acceleration is vicious, yet it bites softly, perfectly in sync with its luxury antecedents. And the permanent all-wheel drive mixed with a host of electronic programs give it stiff upper lip manners.
So what makes a Bentley that exclusive? Well, to begin with, no two cars are the same. They have very different interiors to begin with. Each of these cars is bespoke, and you can specify the trim down to the minutest detail.
The leather for the upholstery comes from nearly 14 hides, and care is taken to ensure that the animal was never bitten by an insect. The steering wheel is double-stitched by hand using a single thread, and the mirror-finished wood veneers take nearly 2 weeks before being deemed perfect for use in a Continental GT. It's not just exclusive, it's exclusive.
So, what do I make of the Bentley Continental GT Speed? Well, at nearly 2.13 to 2.3 crore rupees, it's anything but a sensible purchase, even for a supercar. It's pompous and ostentatious, yet it's very, very elegant. And with a mix of this old world charm and modern contemporary technologies, it makes it a car for very special occasions.
Well, the Bentley is an exquisite car, but I'm not quite sure it can handle what we've got coming up for you next. Now, since 1996, Mahindra has been organizing the Great Escape. This is really an opportunity for SUV lovers and off-roaders to sample the mud-plugging abilities of their cars. Here's a look at the 50th edition of the Mahindra Great Escape and all the action from Goa.
It's about being in the great outdoors, blitzing puddles, crashing through obstacles, but mostly it's about spending quality time with your SUV. Correction, your Mahindra SUV. 72 cars and eager owners congregated at Barka Beach in Goa for the 50th edition of the Mahindra Great Escape.
As far as the event is concerned, it's a 50th, so it's a big achievement over these years since 1996 that we've reached this number.
At the flag-off, excitement filled the air, mixed liberally with the stench of diesel exhaust fumes. Ahead of us was a challenging 56-kilometer run through rocky terrain, slush, canals and streams. But to get there, we had to go through 20 kilometers of boring tarmac. To ensure even the newbies didn't find themselves in too much trouble, there were instructors and towing vehicles at hand to get them out of sticky situations. That said, the route, though challenging, was no match for the 4x4s.
Mahindra DNA is a very unique DNA. Mahindra vehicles are tough and rugged, and this event is actually a tribute to that DNA because no other vehicles can do this kind of stuff.
We have four-wheel vehicles in Goa, but we are not able to drive them, and this is the best opportunity to go on, and we look forward at least twice in a year. We have once in a year this escape, but we look forward at least twice in a year we have this escape, and I'm thankful to Mahindra that they have given us the opportunity to drive on a four-wheel trek.
A lot of Mahindra customers may not have taken their cars off normal driving conditions like tarmac and stuff. So here it's a route that they can actually check the strength, how tough their vehicles are, and in future if they ever get into situations they'll be more confident with them.
The Great Escape also offered participants a reminder of Mahindra's great off-roading heritage. Modern SUVs like the Scorpio and classic icons like the Legend took on the hills and forests of Goa with aplomb and left participants wanting more.